This is Boxing Talk 8576 coming at you. I recently seen about Mayweather was talking about, he had comments about racism in boxing and in MMA. Now, he said, certain races, they get a pass or they get marketed, for what they do, and black fighters do not get the same treatment. I'm gonna agree with him totally on this. He's right when he says black fighters do not get the endorsements that other races get, and that's not only in boxing. Look at tennis. Serena Williams been dominating for what, 10 years almost, and she cannot get endorsements, like other tennis players get. It's all over sports though. Like, Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl. I don't see Russell Wilson commercials. But we see a lot of, Peyton Manning and, Tom Brady. We see they stuff, but we don't see Russell Wilson. So it's not only in boxing and MMA, but I understand where he's coming from when he talk about, because he's talking about the sports that he's in. But Ronda Rousey, she is getting a lot of love, and she won. She's only been in MMA, or really kind of like popped off maybe like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, and she got movies, commercials up the butt. She is on the cover of video games and stuff like that. And he said that when Conor McGregor talk about how good he is and being braggadocious, nobody says anything about it, and he gets away with it. But when Mayweather says stuff about it, people hate him for it. But I never had an issue with Mayweather being super confident in himself. I always believe an athlete should be super confident. I mean, you have to be to compete at that level. You have to be really, really confident. Now, I don't care about a person being confident or arrogant. My thing is, with Mayweather always been that I just thought he just put down a lot of the legendary fighters, and that's the issue I have with him. Not him being confident. To me, I like when a guy is confident in what he does. That shows me and tells me that he believes that he can win, and each and every time he goes out there. And just so happened Mayweather won all his fights. But yes, he is totally right. Like John Jones, for example, I know John Jones got in trouble, of late. But before John Jones had all that trouble, he wasn't getting endorsements, and John Jones been dominating longer than Conor McGregor. John Jones was beating all types of people. You know what I'm saying? He was beating Shogun Hula. He was beating he beat Rashad Evans. He beat a lot of Rampage Jackson. He beat a lot of great fighters of MMA, and he didn't get a lot of endorsements or a lot of love. Actually, a lot of people in the UFC, or a lot of UFC fans, don't like John Jones. And I think UFC fans, I ain't gonna say all of them, but a lot of UFC fans seems to be, a little racist, man. I'm not saying all UFC fans, but it seems like that the black MMA fighters don't get the love, a lot of the love, like, the other MMA fighters. I know they gave Anderson Silva a lot of love, but they didn't give a whole lot of other black fighters a lot of love. They really didn't like my guy. They really didn't like John Jones. But yeah, he is totally right. It's a lot of racism in boxing, not only boxing, football. It's not bad in basketball, because I guess basketball is, predominantly, black, and all the great basketball players are black, so they have, no choice but to market basketball players. But football, tennis, it's a lot of sports where golf, it's a lot of sports to where black people they just don't get the endorsements. They can be great. They don't get the endorsements that other players get. So, yes, I'm totally on board with Mayweather saying this. It just, I don't know if it's going to change, but it's good that he's shedding light, somebody with his voice shedding light on the situation and having people talk about it, having people having dialogue about it, because it is true. It's a lot of racism in sports to where black, athletes do not get the endorsements for some apparent reason. I mean, we know the reason, because black people are not looked upon as the all-American. Like when you talk about all-American, a black person is not in that conversation. A black person's face is not on that, that poster of all-American, of all-American. So, let me know what you think about it. You can leave comments, comment, subscribe. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.